Time for today's big game breakdown. Let's go to the NFL on Sunday and talk a pretty big matchup, potential Super Bowl preview perhaps. The Bills and the Bucs in Tampa Bay. Right now, looking at the WagerTalk live odds screen, I'm seeing Tampa minus 3.5 just about everywhere. Total, let's call it 53.5. There is some variance on the total. We know that Tom Brady has owned Buffalo 32-3 against the Bills when they were division rivals. That sets the NFL record, most wins by a quarterback against any opponent. And of course, 17 AFC titles. And we know that the Bucs can clinch the AFC South, the NFC South, I should say, their first division title since 2007 with a win this week. So Brady's had the Bills number, and certainly plenty for Tampa to play for here. All that being said, and of course, we have a Bills team that hasn't played great football of late. Certainly nothing like the team that we saw last year that, had their deepest playoff run in 27 years, team that won their most games since 91. They're 3-4 in their last 7 games. They're coming off a bad Monday Night Football loss to New England, in which they basically had the ball run down their throat for the entire contest. Josh Allen, only 9 touchdowns over the last 5 games. He turned the ball over 9 times during that same span. And of course, the big injury loss, Trey White at cornerback. This is where the injury matters, facing a team like Tampa Bay. All that being said, let's take a look at the Bills off a loss the last 2 years. Last year, they lost back-to-back once, and then they won 27-17, and 18-10 off of losses. This year off a loss, 35-0, 26-11, 45-17, 31-6. So, yeah, that's off their last 6 losses. They've come back with a win by more than a touchdown the next game each and every time. So they didn't move the football against New England. They got 4 trips inside the Patriots' 20. The red zone offense didn't work against a pretty good red zone defense. Bucs red zone defense isn't that good. They were 4 times again in the red zone. Only came away with 10 points in that contest. And the quote, it's like the same quote from Josh Allen. I feel like I've read this quote multiple times. This is from last week. There's no panic in our locker room. We're extremely united right now with what we need to do. We're a hungry team. We want to get out there and prove what kind of team we are, not to the media or anyone else, but to ourselves. Because we know the type of guys we have in this locker room and the team that we can be. It's not like the Bucs secondary is any good. Last week, they were on their number 6 and number 7 cornerbacks. I don't trust Tampa to lay up Bryce in this game, not to win by margin. And I think side and total are absolutely related in this ballgame. Tampa's going to get theirs. That's a good offense. If Buffalo gets theirs, they're going to cover this game, and this game's going to go over the total. And I think the Bills will. So I look for the Bills plus the points. I look for over 53.5. There's your big game breakdown. Bucs and Bills. Back to you, Mr. Pratt.